Hi friends and welcome to my channel. My name is Kate. In today's video, we are going to be sewing our block number 3 of the Designer Mystery Sew Along by Fat Quarter Shop. The block designer of this month is going to be Robin Picken. She is a motor designer as well. If you know Robin Picken, she has very bright, bold color in her fabric line. She's one of their like fashion forward kind of designers. She has if you are into like a little bit modern, but yet not so modern, she is your go-to designer for Moda. The block that we are going to be sewing today is going to look something like this. Even though this is a lot of piecing and a lot of corners to be matched, it is completely doable. So in this video, I'm just gonna go step by step in how to make this block. With that being said, let's sew our block number 3 of the Designer Mystery Block of the Month. So here we go. So here are my pieces all nice and cut out to make our block number 3. So what we are going to do first is make our flying geese. So we're going to take our square piece right here, and it is small, and we're going to make flying geese. We're going to make a total of 4. What I'm going to do is bring my square piece, and I'm going to sew on one side first. And just kind of sew all 4 of them at the same time and not breaking thread. What I'm doing now is just kind of cutting off the extra piece from here. I can't really save the cut off pieces because it's not big enough for me to save. I'm just cutting off the 1/4 inch per my eyeballs. You can press this open or you can press to the side. Is whatever you feel like doing. I'm not going to press open in this case. I'm just going to press to the side. It'll work out. I'm just going to give it a little bit of heat. This side is sewn on and pressed. And what I'm going to do now is come over to the other side and sew. I've chain pieced all of it. I'm just going to cut, press, and then we'll be done with this step. I'm going to bring my iron back and I'm just going to press. These are flying geese. Some of your fabrics are going to be biased. I'm just going to gently press. I'm not going to swish my iron. And I think that's the secret to not having a wonky either squares or flying geese or triangle pieces. It's the method of ironing, and if you're a beginner, that will come with time. If you can't get it right now, it'll come, because I remember when I started, my flying geese and squares and all that was just a mess. But now it still is a mess if I'm in a hurry, but for the most part, they look okay. This is what they look like, all done. These are the 4 flying geese that we need, and that's step 1. That is done. Step 2, we're going to make HST. The way the pattern is written is to cut 4 squares and then sew it together to make 2 at a time. What I'm going to do here is make 8 at a time. And I did cut my fabric here just to not give the pattern away. I cut 5 1/4 just so I can have enough to trim down when I need it. I'm going to put this together. I'm going to draw a line going from here, and I'm going to draw a line going from here, and I'm going to sew 1/4 inch away from each line, and then I'll trim. So I don't really need a special ruler. I'm just going to bring this because I have enough length. I'm just going to draw a line right here from end to end. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to draw another line from end to end. The only thing you need to make sure of is make sure that your ruler is longer diagonally than your fabric. You really are making your mark from end to end. That is that. What I'm going to do now is pin so they don't shift. And I'm going to come around and pin one more time on this side. That's all I really need for now. So what I'm going to do is sew from here to here on either side of this mark. Now I'm going to come to the other side and sew. What I'm going to do is bring my ruler and I'm going to cut straight down the middle first where I don't have markings, because then I can measure adequately, and I'm going to come back and measure where I do see the marking. So I'm going to flip it over without moving, and I'm going to cut straight down the middle again, and then I'm going to trim it down to the size that it's supposed to be. Okay, so I have 4 pieces here, and we're going to have at the end when we are all done. I'm just going to trim, and I'm going to come back here and I'm going to trim one more time. I cut mine slightly bigger so that way I will have enough to trim down because if I cut it at exactly 5 inches on both fabric, sew error, I may or may not have enough to trim, and I don't want my triangles to not be the size that I need. So it was easier for me to cut a little bit bigger at 5 1/4 versus cutting at 5 to give me this slightly bit, and that's not a lot of waste. So it just gives you a little bit of more cushion, if that's what you want to call it. Because believe me, sew error is a real thing, y'all. All right, what I'm going to do now is just take my ruler and just cut. So now I have 2 right there. I have 8. And then I'm just going to cut off the dog ears, and then I'll press. So now I'm just going to press, and I'm going to press all 8 of them open. Here they are. So that's my step number 2. Step 3. What we're going to do is take step 1 and 2 that we just completed to make step number 3. We're going to take our flying geese that we recently made, and then we're going to take our HST, which is half square triangle, and then we're going to take our other square right here. We're going to place it like this. We're going to place this on top like this, and then we're going to take our square pieces like this. And the reason why I'm putting it like this is because I want to make sure that they're all oriented the way they're supposed to be. So I'm going to put 4 here, and I'm going to bring this and put 4 here. And I'm going to check one more time to make sure that I don't have my light color facing the wrong way or vice versa. Here's what we're doing, right? I'm going to verify with my pattern. So I have this going this way, I have this going this way, and I have this going this way. And we need to do one more step. So we're going to take another square that is our background. We're going to take 4 of them. We're going to put it like this, and we're going to take this 4 and put it like so. I'm just going to go ahead and sew this side. Then I'll go ahead and sew this side. I think sewing it like this also makes it faster because you're sewing 2 segments at the same time. Now that this is all sewn together and they're all chain piece, what I'm going to do is just cut them, put them on their rightful places. This goes here. On this one, we're going to press. It says to press to the light, and I am okay with that. I'm not pressing open. I'm pressing, following the instruction of the pattern. So this is nice and done. And I'm just going to come back one more time, and I'm going to press this. We're not pressing open. We're pressing to the pink. Okay. Now that this side are sewn on and this is sewn on, what we're going to do is go on ahead and sew our next part on. I'm going to do the exact same thing that I just did. I'm just going to sew this one to this one, this one to this one, and then we will connect them. It's a little bit of a step, but the pattern is written so concise, that you cannot mess up. Well, you can, but it's easy to follow. I'm just going to separate each section like they're supposed to be. And let's just cross our finger that I have not messed up, because it's easy to flip a square or triangle or something. Okay, so these are done. What I'm going to do now is press this one first. And we are pressing to the pink in this case, okay? I have 4 of this sewn and pressed. I have 4 of this sewn and also pressed. I think the faster way of sewing it is sewing both of them at the same time versus sewing this and then coming back and sewing this. It's going to take forever. Just sew, chain piece it like I did, if that works for you, or you can sew it your way. You can do what you want to do, but this way for me is faster. What I'm going to do now is go ahead and piece this and this together, and then this step will be done. I'm going to place this just like this, so that way I don't mess up, and I'll just come and do this. And then I'll just chain piece it like I've been doing from the beginning. So I'm just going to make sure this comes together like this. I am going to pin. I'm going to bring this over here, and I'm going to pin. All right. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to pin, and then I'm going to sew. All right. And I'll do that to all 4. I have all 4 sewn here, And so this is the reason why I went on ahead and pinned it. This is the result that I got from just pinning the corners. It's a little bit of an extra step, but it is well worth it if you are somewhat type A like me. This is what we have for our step number 3, and I have 4 total. We are going to work on step number 4 and complete this block. Our next step is to take our square pieces, which is our accent color, and we are going to sew our background onto it. We're going to sew all 4 of this. We're just going to do another snowball right here. By the time we're done, it'll look like an X kind of block. What I'm going to do now is press this end, and then I'll go on ahead and sew this side over here. So I did go on ahead and cut 1/4 inch away. So what I'm going to do now is press. All these 4 are nice and pressed, and the instructions said to press open, and I did press open. This is our step number 4. So we're going to take this piece that we just sewn, we're going to make an X fashion. This is what we're going to do with this, and we only need to make 1. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm just going to sew all 4 pieces together. And I think the reason why it was asking us to press open was because the seam was going to meet. That's why you kind of have to press open. You don't have to, but sometimes it may be bulky. If you're a beginner, just go on ahead and press open. It's only 4 pieces. You'll be all right. Okay? So I'm just going to press all of this segment open, just so that way when I'm pressing at the end, it will lay flat. It's going to look like that. And then I'm going to pin, just so it stays together. And then I'm going to sew. This is what our step number 4 is looking like right here. What we're going to do next is take our rectangle piece and then take our square piece, and we're going to sew on only 2 of these. So we're going to sew these 2 squares like this on both ends. And then we're going to press inward. Pressing this inward. I'm not going to press with iron right now because this is such a tiny kind of rectangle and square. If I press with my iron right now, it may likely kind of like warp the fabric and kind of like stretch a little bit. So I'm going to sew this part on before I even press it. So we're going to press towards the light. Our next step is to bring this back. We're going to take this, we're going to put it like this, and we're going to put this like this, and this is going to be like this. What we're going to do now is sew this piece to this, and then come back and sew this piece to this, and then sew this here. We are making progress with this block. This is what we're looking like. So now we're going to take this, we're going to take this. We're going to sew this onto this and this onto this. This seam right here does nest. This is going this way and this is going this way because we followed the direction on which direction to press our seam, right? So we followed the direction, and that's what we're doing. This is what our piece is looking like. We are done. Our next step is to put this in the middle, and we're going to bring our supporting characters back, and we just put it onto the side. Okay, but we're not done yet. We have to take one of our last piece right here, which is our background piece. We're going to put this over here. We have 4 of these, and we're going to put it like this. This is what we're looking like right now. I'm going to sew this top and this bottom first, and then we'll come back and sew this, just because I don't want to confuse myself. I'm going to put it like that, and I'm going to bring this over like this. And the reason why I chain pieced it is because I don't want to come and flip this star going this way. So I just go ahead and sew these first, and then I'll come back and sew this, because this is, you know, how do you eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time, right? And then for this part, we are going to make our seam go inside. That's kind of what I've done. I just kind of direct it to go this way, so when I go iron it, it will lay this the way I want it to. So I'm just going to give it a little heat before I sew the entire thing. And then come back here, give it some heat. I don't want to stretch my fabric out. I'm just touching it And if you're wondering why I'm ironing on this, this is a wool mat that I turned into a design board. This fabric right here is on top of it and it's tacked down with some pins. So when this gets dirty, I throw in a washer, I will reuse it again. I'm going to bring this. What I'm going to do is pin right here because I do have a seam that's going to meet. Just for sake of time, I'm going to pin the other side and I'm just going to pin. I'm just gonna come around and sew the other side. I never thought this block would be finished. So block number 3 is done and in the book. It's doable. It just requires you to pay attention to the corners right here. As you can see, not all of it are sewn perfect. Example, like right here, it's a little bit off. I'm just gonna bring it closer so you can see it's a little bit off. If I don't tell you, you would not know. So just, have grace, be easy on yourself when sewing blocks like this. As a beginner or somebody that's newer in quilting or sewing, have grace on yourself because not everything you sew is going to be perfect. Even when you're seasoned, it's not going to be perfect. It's supposed to be something you enjoy. So even if it's not perfect, it's okay. Looking like this, everything looks like it was sewn on right, and it is sewn on right, but not all the points are perfectly matched, and that's okay. I'm having grace on myself, and I'm telling myself that is fine. I'm not gonna rip it out, even if it's not perfect. Do have that grace that not everything you sew is going to be perfect, and I'm completely okay with not having it perfect. With that being said, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you did, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up and also hit the subscribe button, and I would love to see you in my next video. You have a great day. Bye.